As we sit here today, and as world leaders and policymakers gather in the comforts of boardrooms and conference venues, negotiating the future of our world itself, 7 Ugandan student activists sit in prison cells in Kampala. On the 24th of November, they took to the streets to peacefully petition the Ugandan government to hear the demands of communities and of young people who are calling for Total Energy's destructive East African crude oil pipeline project, or the EACOP project, to be stopped. In response to the extreme harm that this project is set to cause to the natural world, and in a show of resistance to the dispossession, the violence and the social and cultural and unraveling that the project has already caused 100 communities along its route, these young people and brave student activists have come out to assert themselves as legitimate stakeholders in the developmental trajectory of their country. And that is their crime. Following their arrest on the 24th of November, the state prosecutor failed to appear in court, and they were remanded to the Luzira maximum security prison, where they sit in concrete cells at this very moment, with a few even missing their graduation ceremonies. Yesterday, while checking on the status and well-being of our young comrades through a legal support team who has access to them, one of the students, Wafula Simon, reported, and I quote, he said very simply, that there's nothing to be worried about, for we are activists fighting against injustice. Now, of course, his words are untrue, because indeed there is a lot to be worried about. But nonetheless, those words echo a resounding courage, conviction and commitment which can only be put forward by those whose sense of justice is so clear that they need not question whether history will judge them poorly. The courage and conviction that these student activists portray is something that they share with many who have come before them, as well as many who can be counted among them today. Activists, community members, faith leaders, mothers, ordinary people with extraordinary heart in the face of repression.